Welcome, everyone, to the Sonoma Spiel. My name is Tim Zahner with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau. We're recording this in February, which is not technically spring in the rest of the world, but in Sonoma Valley. It feels like spring. And I say this because the little bit of mustard's popping up over there. It's about knee-high, and about ankle-high right now. I see puffy, fluffy clouds in the sky. It's a nice blue sky day today. And there's baby sheep. I mean, you cannot swing a cat without knocking over a baby sheep, as the old saying goes. And we're about to launch into a discussion of a thing called Sonoma Sips, a special campaign for people who want to come do wine tasting. And for that, I have a very special guest. Now, I know every week I say I have a very special guest, but this time I actually mean it. I think he's a 3-time repeat guest.
Oh.
Yeah, 3-time. Didn't learn the first 2 times. He's a slow learner.
You got a Grammy or anything?
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is Paul Giusto with Highway 12 Winery.
Bingo.
Vineyards.
Easy. Done.
Estate.
No estate. Yeah.
Highway 12 Winery.
We're not that fancy.
Well, you named the highway after your winery. That was smart.
We did. Yeah. At least you know where you need to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this on Highway 101? It is not.
It's not. There are those guys too, though.
There are those ones there.
There is one of those.
Paul Giusto, how are you?
I'm fabulous.
Yeah?
Beautiful. Can I say it's a Friday?
You can. We record these on Fridays.
Friday, 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful. It's like 75 degrees out right now.
According to this card I just read from, it's springtime,
Yep,
mustard, fluffy clouds, baby sheep.
Baby sheep. No, but no the swinging cat thing. That's not on there.
You know what that actually comes from is evidently, I guess, swinging a cat of 9 tails. Like swinging, you don't actually swing a cat. You should not do that.
Okay.
I mean, I did that once. Pets Lifeline never let me back.
I've already been warned to not elaborate down certain paths here.
Well,
so
the question when you walked in
I'm
was
going
like,
to
is this live radio.
Yeah.
I said I quickly recorded, said all the words you can't say.
I have a lot of things going through my head right now.
Yeah.
So
And then I said my mom and dad listen to this.
and that just framed it for
And
me.
since my dad spent 25 years in the Navy, he's never heard any of those words.
Absolutely not.
So
Yes.
yeah, but you're right.
Well, aye, Captain. whatever you say, let's go.
He retired as a captain. Good job. Okay, so Paul, what is Highway 12 Winery?
A winery that's we've been at it now for with the Highway 12 brand and for about 20 years now.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
that's a pretty good time.
we're still in business.
By the way, 20 years reminds me that's 1/10 of the 200th wine that Sonoma Valley.
That is.
But I'm wearing this hat right now. It says Sonoma Valley 200.
We've got a 2 in front of our years and
for you.
and 1 0, whereas Sonoma Valley has 2 zeros
But you've
with
been
the 2.
10% of our history.
10% of the history.
I like that.
How about that, right?
I like that.
Yeah, lots of room to grow.
Right.
Right.
To keep going.
Just keep going.
Are you, so people know, are you like an enormous winery? Are you a medium-sized winery? How would you classify yourself?
It kind of varies depending on the portfolio or program that we have. And we have multiple brands, but
Okay.
we are flagship. What we're known as is Highway 12 Vineyards and Winery.
Right.
So that's the backbone or the foundation. We have mid-tier, slightly above premium pricing wines that we distribute. Might have a little more volume with those wines, and then we've got our very, exclusive, small production, small lot reserve wines that we do as well for wine club and those kinds of folks that want more of the the curated or
Right.
that are seeking single vineyard wines or unique varietals.
Can you explain that? Because not everyone listening is super, up to wine yet.
Okay.
But like when you say like single vineyard versus say another type of wine, what does that mean exactly?
I think what you're doing is you're just narrowing down the specificity of where it was grown.
Okay.
That's the primary meaning, if you will, or definition. So, something that's really good from one specific vineyard and even one specific block of a specific vineyard.
A section of the
vineyard. Just kind of drilling down closer and closer and closer to the actual source. Instead of it being a 100-acre vineyard and this is where it comes from, it's like it comes from block 10, row 4.
So it's very
and we may, we don't get that. We can get that specific.
Right.
But our customer is they're They get it.
Right.
They know value.
Right.
They know quality.
Right.
And we don't need to drill down that.
Right. They want it. They know when they see the Highway 12,
Yeah.
they're going to get a good bottle of wine, but they don't have to know the exact name of the grape. His name was
they'll know
John. No, but the actual cluster.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, like the clone and all that. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And again, we warn people, we can get as geeky as you want to get.
Right.
We just don't want to see your eyes glazing over. Okay.
Scaring
Because
away.
then we lost you.
You're like, wait, I'm sorry, is this red or white? 'Cause
And
that's what I
then we
want.
lost ourselves too.
Right, right.
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus. How about that?
Why is that not on your label? Yeah. Next.
Don't release this yet. I got to trademark it real quick.
You are very creative, by the way, in spite of what other people
In
say.
spite of what other people say.
No, because what I do like when I've taken the tour of your you've got your working area, also your warehouse.
Yep.
You do have some brands that you have that you think about how do these tie into Sonoma Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and people can kind of be approachable to them,
Yep.
and it's very creative. Versus there are some wineries that are like, we're going to go cork dork, right? I'm going to tell you the clonal variety, I'm going to tell you the rootstock, and I'm going to tell you how often it was lightly misted with some sort of perfect
Certainly,
water vapor.
the day it was picked,
Right,
the time it was
exactly.
picked, and who delivered it, and which is all great stuff.
great, but-
which is part of the
Again, that's
Yeah.
what some wineries can do.
Right.
But you're like, Tim, are you going to the backyard to grill? Try this fantastic wine from
Yeah.
Highway 12, and it's really approachable.
Well, you bring up you're kind of working into my hand here. Being in it for as long as we have, and there's but I'm 30 plus years now in the wine business in
Because you
Sonoma
do
Valley.
look 32,
Right,
which is
yeah.
remarkable.
That's
The
right.
appearance is part of the
Yeah.
Montessori education.
I
You
was
work in a
drinking
vineyard.
wine before I was walking. Took me a little while to learn how to walk because I was drinking so much damn wine.
You've been doing this for 30
Yeah,
years.
we're a little backwards in my world. But as we've, gone through the industry and the business and stayed in business and great partners, great network of people and relationships and connections and everything. But our brand has grown and
Got it.
evolved and strengthened, and we're able to kind of go back. It's not even to go back. It's more realizing or recognizing what you have and strengthening the narrative
Okay.
of who we are, what we do, why we do it, and why this should mean something to somebody. And so that's what we're doing now.
I like it.
Yeah,
Again, you have a tasting room right off the plaza.
we do.
Can you
Technically on the plaza.
right on
Yeah.
the plaza?
Well, technically.
You're absolutely right. It's called the barn.
The barn,
Why do you call it the barn?
because it's a barn.
I love the way you keep it simple.
It was an old barn. It's with the J.G. Marcy stable is what it was.
Okay.
So, and it was over on First Street, east side.
Okay.
So over towards where the church is and
Yeah.
kind of that back corner,
Oh.
but on the west side of First Street East, and it was moved years ago to where it is now.
Okay.
But he was a local plumber.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, so
we just included this tidbit into our wine club
I like this.
tidbit section of
Really?
our newsletter. So I did a little more research. And he had his barn, and part of it was a stable where there's a gabled portion where we have our lounge, and then there was a shed next to it. We're talking, this thing is 650 square feet. So it's not,
I know, I like the way you're doing the whole
it's my kind of barn.
architectural
Yeah.
digest tour. And I'm
It's-
like, you can walk in the door and see all of it at once.
It's barely a man cave by today's standards,
So with the plumber, he had a barn because back then he had a horse-drawn wagon?
Something
he
like
just had
that.
horses. Okay,
Yeah,
I liked it.
yeah. They were right on the Broadway and
Yeah.
1880s and one.
Downtown,
I think they were plumbers with Peterson, who is still
existence.
doing business, and at least that was what it said. And I have not been able to
I heard
corroborate or confirm.
I heard
but-
it on a very reputable podcast, the Sonoma Spiel, that he was in business with Peterson.
Okay, here's
what I
what we
just
should
heard.
do: is we really, if anybody listening wants to have a lot of fun,
Go.
is they should just go research it on their
Come
own.
back for
Yeah. Questions and answers.
I think you need the plumber Pinot. Like that will be your new. Shoot, write that one down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to write that down.
Yeah, I know somebody who did a plunger related wine.
That's not true.
Years ago. Yeah, plunger head. Yeah,
For real.
that was the Sebastianis, August, and his his crew.
They had that. Did they actually release that?
It was I mean, now
joke.
I'm going to start pimping them out,
you're in
but
trouble, yeah.
no, it was actually a cool label. It was a I don't know, vintage looking label.
Yeah.
And it was maybe
plunger.
circa 20s sort of
Right.
artwork, and the guy had a plunger on his head.
on his head.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fun.
Always do that with a new plunger.
Yes.
Lessons I've learned.
Okay.
That's why I went to college. To discover.
Go Golden Eagles.
Go. Good memory.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Remind me again.
Yeah. Me?
Yes.
Cossacks.
Go. Oh, yes.
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 And
Touchy subject.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's
well,
Sonoma-
that's a touchy subject.
and then Sonoma
and then
State.
Seawolves.
We're going to save Sonoma State.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
it is
good.
an important part of the North Bay community and the Bay Area. And I was actually talking to someone about it. That's a whole other podcast.
I believe it should be.
Go-
There's a lot of I mean,
Go
it's a
Costco.
shame that they're getting rid of so many things
Yeah.
that could be of a great experience.
They have a whole wine business program there.
They
at
do?
Sonoma State.
Yeah, that's sticking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And they're turning out some really, really, really great products
they are. So it's
from
just,
that program. Yeah.
we'll get over that in a second.
Yeah, we'll have to get over
Where we
that.
go? College, plunger head, good. Tell me, okay, your wines.
Yes.
Because there is, let's get into like what's going on in Sonoma Valley. We have a new campaign out. It's called Sonoma Sips. And it runs mid-February to mid-March. So people listening to this, when it first comes out, can hear about it. Otherwise, next year, come back to it. It offers $15 tastes at select Sonoma Valley wineries. You're one of them.
Participating.
At participating select.
And by the looks of this list,
Do you like that list?
there's a lot of participation.
Yeah, it's well, you know,
Did not surprise me. But hey, you know what that is?
What?
That is a great response.
right.
So clearly the program is resonated
Yeah,
with the tasting rooms
Right.
or wineries.
Right.
And there is a huge list
there is
of folks that
more
are
than 40 right now.
more than 40.
Our goal when we
Yeah.
started this was like, okay, well, 15. If I get 15 wineries
Right.
for the $15 promotion,
Right.
success. And then I'm like, we'll do a stretch goal. Okay, 20. If we do 20,
Yeah.
And we got 20 in like the first day and a half of having the signups open. I said, oh, there is demand for this.
It's
amount of wineries.
it's virtually every winery in Sonoma Valley from north to south that's on this list.
from
Yeah.
from A to W, from Abbott's Passage to Wellington Cellars.
There we go. The old Wellington.
Old Wellington Cellars up in Kenwood.
Duke.
What's nice is, you can go there. Most of them don't require reservations. Some of them do. And I would always say, if you don't know, call ahead. And a lot of them are probably like Highway 12. You guys are like, yeah, come on in. We got space.
Totally.
Or like, oh, come in an hour. There's a group finishing up.
Yep.
But let's go there. And yes, we have all these different wineries. And they're not offering, some tastings, Paul, are like 90 minutes long. And they're sit down and they're formal. And that's fun if you're really into wine. But if you're new to wine tasting, or you don't quite know what you like,
Right.
or you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to spend 90 minutes here, this offers you a sip.
This is low barrier of entry.
Exactly.
Right. And depending on where you go, I mean, exactly. You can, I think our tasting, we're actually doing 5 wines.
You are.
Yeah.
Once again, Highway 12 going above and beyond. Once again.
I don't know. I didn't know what to do. So I
mix.
just
Everyone
said,
does
we're
it.
doing this.
That's great.
Yeah. I picked 5. It's actually
that's
4 are posted, and then we have a secret splash.
Bonus wine.
Yeah. Bonus wine.
I love that.
And it depends on what someone's affinity might be in terms of wine.
Okay.
Like if they like bigger reds,
Gotcha.
then our host or hostess will go find something that's big, and or if they want another splash of the bubbles, then we'll go back to the bubbles.
By the way, is the proper way to say that I'd like to revisit?
Revisit. Yes.
That's how the refined people say
Yes.
it.
Well, and then would you like to revisit your order form?
I like it. 'Cause remember, it's always free to join the wine club.
It is always
always free
Yes,
to
it is.
join.
It is. And until they start doing I think there's some wine clubs you got to
Pay to
pay
get
for
on?
it. Yeah, pay.
I bet you if you
Upfront.
politely asked.
Yeah.
And then you get your shipments usually.
Yeah, you can be a wine club member for like 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and then the notice comes out that we're sending
Right.
this, and
Right.
we hope you enjoy it.
Right.
Or if you don't want that, you can plug and play
Move
with
it around.
this, and then you could cancel before
The shipment comes.
the shipment before we process the shipment, and so you could have been a wine club member for 3 weeks for free. to your point.
And you get all the honors that go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually,
Free tasting,
okay,
discounts.
tell me about why should I join a wine club? Go, give me the pitch.
Why join our wine club?
Any wine club.
Any wine club.
All
Yeah, I
the
think
wines.
everyone's got benefits, right? I mean, it comes with it. Excuse me. In our particular case, I think first and foremost is like we have a cheers environment for our local wine club members. It's like they show up, they want to hang out, they know the drill. Norm, right? Cliff Clavin sitting on the end there. I've had a few of those.
Right.
Don't come. No, Cliff's great. We love it, right? Anybody who's frequenting our tasting room,
Right.
And drinking our wines,
Right.
and likes what we do,
Right.
that is what we're in business for.
Okay.
So it's that simple. But discounts, member special, or member exclusive wines, first releases, new releases, complimentary tasting.
Plus, one thing I like about a wine club also,
Dollars. We ship for $1.
Yeah,
We ship a
it's-
case for
it's-
$1
It's a good value
around the country.
It's also, you don't have to do a lot of thinking because you've been at the grocery store staring at the wine. And you're like, I don't know what
Option. Call it option paralysis.
Option paralysis.
Yes.
That's right. That's the problem. You're like, and instead you're like, hey, I'm shipping you this, and you're like, great. Or if you don't want it, I'm going to call you up and maybe change it. But it saves so much time of having to figure out,
It does if you drink wine consistently,
right,
and you like our style,
right,
which we have a style.
okay,
We have a reputation for making reds a certain way and whites a certain way, just like everybody does. That's why there's so many friggin' wineries.
oh, because
Everyone's got an idea. Everyone's got an expression, if you will, or a style. But and we hammer the value proposition.
Right.
So, we're not asking the farm
right.
for our products.
You're very approachable.
We're very approachable price point, over deliver.
Right.
We make wine in a warehouse. Okay.
I like how you actually, because you do.
We do. Yeah. I don't have caves. We don't have rock walls. We don't have gardens.
Right.
We
Do you
don't
have a
have.
chateau?
It's made of tin. Yes. You walk into my chateau. It's 21481 8th Street East, Suite number 3. I call it the Tin Chateau.
Which is lucky because nearby is a sheet metal fabrication guy. There's like all sorts of, the tile guy is out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you guys are out in the industrial part of Sonoma.
We are. Yeah. 1 mile south of Weinberg.
And it's a beautiful place.
It is.
But you're right. I think what your winery is
Technically in Shellville, by the way.
okay, that's the most Sonoma Valley thing ever.
Yeah.
Where you argue about
Yeah.
is this Shellville?
Yeah.
Is this Wingo?
Is it Wingo? Is it Eldridge? Is it
Boyd?
Batto? Is it
if you call it the
Is
Springs?
it Big Bend?
Oh god.
Big Bend?
Which one's Four Corners for real?
Right, exactly.
Because then there's like 2 Four Corners.
Right. I think Four Corners to me is Broadway and Napa Leveroni.
Right.
That's Four Corners to me, but a lot of people consider
The one down south.
121 in Arnold,
Which is wrong.
Four Corners.
Which is wrong.
I don't know. I'm not from here.
It's going to be a roundabout.
I wouldn't want a local in the studio with us right now.
Because it's a roundabout now. There's no
There's
corners.
no corners.
There's no corners.
That's right. There we go. So technically,
The
it's not anymore.
Last corner standing.
Argument's over.
Paul, what are you guys pouring for Sonoma Sips? Yeah.
For sips, we're starting off with our Highway 12 Sauvignon Blanc, which is like the perfect
Good.
entry level to a tasting. Scrub the palate a little bit, get some nice acidity.
By the way, if you brought any of these, you can hold them to the camera so
I can?
people can see
Okay,
them. Yeah, because this is actually a visual medium as well.
Bam.
So
You
Highway
see that?
12, Sauvignon Blanc.
Highway
but I
12 Sauvignon Blanc.
It's got the 12 on it, which is the sign for the road. And Highway 12 goes all the way through Sonoma Valley.
Goes all the way. Well, yes, it does go all the way through Sonoma
Where
Valley.
does it start?
Well,
end?
now here we go.
Oh,
Where does it start or where does it end?
Four Corners. No.
Yeah. Starts on the corner somewhere. It is 141 miles in width,
Okay.
starting or ending
Right.
in Sebastopol,
Oh, right. Okay.
and starting or ending in San Andreas, California,
Got it.
in the foothills,
Okay.
where 49 comes into.
And I think you've mentioned to me before that almost everywhere along Highway 12 is a wine region in California.
Absolutely. Because
Russian River is
You
where
got Russian River and Sebastopol,
Yeah.
and then you cruise through there, and then all of a sudden you get into Sonoma Valley,
Right.
right? From 12 and Farmers and down, then you're into Kenwood,
Right.
then you're into Glen Ellen, then you're into Sonoma proper, and then you're into Carneros,
Okay.
and then you're into Napa Valley,
Yeah.
the southern.
Well, they have grapes there too, I hear.
Apparently,
What the?
Yeah, rumor has it.
Might catch on.
I love that. Rumor has it. Yeah, and then it keeps going easterly, and the emerging
Right.
Sassoon Valley.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's become a very credible
over there, yeah.
grower area, as well as now they're building some wineries there,
Right.
tasting rooms.
Okay.
Big operation out of Napa, has a huge tasting room.
Oh, really? Over there?
Out there with all their brands that they
Sassoon
do.
Valley's very pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous up there in the, call it Green Valley ish.
Yeah.
And then get on 12 off of 80
Okay.
and you're hitting Rio Vista. And once between Rio Vista, well, anyway,
Right. You go
where
through
the Delta
every
is,
day, right,
right,
yeah.
we get Chardonnay from Isleton, Clarksburg.
I did not know that.
Yeah, our Highway 12 Chardonnay is all Clarksburg Chardonnay. So
okay.
right along the highway.
They have all those windmills out there too for the wind generation.
That's right.
Out there, I think.
And the bridges and
It's cool.
That's
a weird. The Delta is a really neat part of
it
California.
is cool. If you ever go, I think it's 88 or 89. I forget which highway it is, or 160. But you start to get there. I forget the town. What that? Lockhart.
Okay.
It's off the levee
Right.
of the river right there.
Right.
It's super cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
You
Old
mentioned-
railway town.
The railways, there's
Yep.
a museum out there, and there's also the levees, which
Mm-hmm.
you don't realize is massive burns. And then you'll see a boat going by above your head, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Is this like the Netherlands? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
It is really cool.
Lockhart. Maybe that's
That
something to do with it.
sounds like it. Yeah,
a
lock.
A
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Or unless they're Scottish people, like, Lockhart.
Yeah, Lockhart.
And they're wearing kilts and eating haggis.
East. Keep going easterly.
Right, keep going.
You're in Lodi.
Oh, Lord, stuck
So we
in
do some stuff there,
Lodi.
too?
They have a little bit of grapes in Lodi.
They do.
Yes. They do a lot of grapes there.
Great song.
Yep.
And not just who did that?
CCR.
Creedence Clearwater
Revival.
Revival.
Yeah.
And then Tesla also.
Really?
Yes, remember Tesla, the
Oh, the band.
rock band Tesla.
Were they from Lodi?
They were from Sacramento,
They were?
but they covered that song as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
Great version.
I will look that up.
And then keep going easterly, and then you're moving up the foothills and into Calaveras County,
Okay,
if
got
you
it.
will. Yeah.
I thought Calaveras means skeleton
Does it?
in Spanish, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you know. So just take my word for it.
I don't. But my paternal grandfather was born at Angels Camp.
Really? Was he a celebrated jumping frog?
He looked like a skeleton. He even though he hails from the great land of the jumping frog,
Yes.
he wasn't much of a Mark Twain guy.
He was not.
He was his own Mark Twain.
His own character. All right, so that's Highway 12, and hence getting back to the original wine.
Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes.
From Highway 12 is
Yeah.
one of the wines you're serving during Sonoma Sips.
We are Sonoma Sips. We kick it off with that. Then we move into our rosé bubbles.
Oh, that's a good idea. Doxies.
Doxy's Charm. So this is part influenced by our Highwayman label.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and of which I brought one. But we do one bubbles. It is a Brut Rosé. Actually, this is a Blanc de Noir.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Can you explain what Blanc de Noir is real quick?
Blanc de Noir, so a white from red, or a white of red.
Right.
Blanc.
De
Noir.
And from the dark grapes.
Yep.
But all
Black.
Black.
White from black.
So, which is kind of funny, right? Because you're right. Because the grapes are red or dark or black, like a Pinot Noir.
Noir,
And then when you squish grapes, the juice is white.
usually.
And
Depending on
then
how warm it is.
to give it color, they often give it skin contact.
Yes.
So some people find out like a sparkling wine, a Blanc de Noir or a Blanc de Blanc, it's a white wine from a grape that is traditionally a darker grape,
Well, Blanc de Blanc is a white from a white.
from a Chardonnay, right?
Yep.
Or- okay.
Yeah, or Pinot Meunier. Well, no, not Pinot. Always Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
So you guys have. But I'm saying is you basically have a really nice Blanc de Noir sparkling wine. You're serving that as part of your Sonoma Sips.
We are.
Why am I talking to you? I should be in there like right now. I should just
Bottoms
with
up.
$15.
Bottoms up.
Three
Not
five-
bottomless though.
Not bottomless.
Not bottomless.
No, 'cause-
And we're talking sparkling wine, right?
When Cliff Claesland showed
right.
up and he's bottomless, like get out of, don't stand up.
Don't stand
up. I have the perfect shot from the bottom.
Yeah, that's here we go. Right?
All right, so you have a sparkling wine,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yep.
What else you got?
then we're gonna do. I don't know what the orders is really right now. I
Right.
think
Whatever.
it might be-
Maybe you guys are
I
just.
think it might be
look at that.
the Highwayman Trailblazer.
So I really like the Highwayman wines and the labels.
Cool.
And it's really cool.
Thank you.
And I know you have some really good big reds coming out of the Highwayman.
We do. We have a reserved tier for the Highway 12 label as well. We're actually changing that up right now. It's
are?
kind of fun. Working on a lot of stuff behind
heard
the scenes.
it here first.
Yeah, I heard it here first. But it's the Highwayman Trailblazer, and it is a Zen-based blend depending on the vintage, we'll blend it out with Petit Syrah.
Okay.
Or the 22 vintage, we blended it with Cab.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Highwayman wine, when you're having steak, like this label, you can't go wrong with. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good meat pairing wine. It's honestly, if you're grilling something fun in the backyard,
Hits the spot.
bam.
They're big, they're round, they're lush.
They're also approachable in the sense that,
Good
like,
tannin,
Yeah.
soft.
Yeah.
There's our style is, we keep using the word approachable, and I don't mind it because
Right.
we are. That is what it is. But they're not over oaked.
Yeah.
They're not over extracted, and they're full of fruit.
Yeah. They're
So
not,
we let the fruit kind of shine.
I think sometimes people approach red wines and they have like this incredible pedigree and all these crazy flavor profiles you're supposed to get out of it. And I get that. I don't personally do that a lot. Like, that's just not my way my palate works. I drink this and I'm eating something. I'm like, this goes with this,
Yep.
and I love it.
Right.
And that's what I mean by approachable. Like, you don't need to
Yeah.
have a thesaurus to drink it.
No, and I think that the wine industry has maybe kind of dug itself a little bit of a hole over the years, and this is the age old battle. It always is. It's just making wine too
Too rare
up here,
Yeah.
and then people are afraid to go there because they don't know. They feel like a dumbass.
And meanwhile, the beer industry is like, hey, come over here on the
Yeah.
curb with me. It's real simple.
Yeah, it's real simple.
It's just a bunch of malt and water and yeast.
That's right, and you can
Yeehaw.
pound a bunch of them.
That's right. So, and wine might have.
We bring a very sort of beer drinking mentality to our wines. You know, just kind of like, hey, it's just
It's low key.
it's low key, and we're very humble and chill.
Yeah.
Did you want to have a splash of the Sauvignon Blanc?
Oh, are you offering?
Yeah. Well, you brought glasses.
I have a glass right
Okay,
here.
okay.
We got them from Williams Sonoma.
Okay.
Which is down the street.
Right.
And the original Williams Sonoma is here in Sonoma. So
Well, I happen to bring some glasses too. Not sure if you were going to be prepared because I know you're always on the run. You're working hard. You're
Right.
constantly.
Well, yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, we can
like
use your
like
glasses
promoting
Yeah.
Sonoma Valley night
we are
and day
on the run.
right?
That's
You
what I
know.
do. Well, what-
So I brought a special glass for you, Tim.
Okay, thank you.
And so I just wanted to make sure
I
that
swear to
you can handle this thing. But
Paul, that is, Paul, that is like a glass that's like, it's like 2 feet tall. It's like a goblet. That's a chalice. Paul, it can hold like 750 mils or more.
Yeah, it could.
What-
I should have brought another
Why
bottle.
did you bring that?
Yeah.
Where did you get
So Tim's gonna get a little splash
Where
of the
did you,
Sauvignon Blanc
where did you
out
get
of
that?
the big dog here.
Where did you, so I thought I was gonna be all fancy with my.
Hopefully we're on
So
camera.
for everyone watching this or listening,
And then-
he has these enormous
Just because
glasses.
I couldn't outdo you.
Where
but I
did
wanted
you-
to get as close as I could.
Where did you
I've got mine as well. One of our very popular Sonoma Plaza, Sonoma Square
Mm-hmm.
retailers.
What's funny when you just gave me a splash there? That's like 6 ounces.
Can we give them a shout out?
Of course,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're members.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We love 'em.
Okay, these are from the Church Mouse.
The church mouse is it is not, in fact, a mouse. It is a. Oh my God! The church mouse is a thrift store, like a secondhand store.
Yes.
That supports the local school here, the Catholic school. right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's all volunteer run,
It is
and.
run by parents.
Parents.
And,
By the way, I do love for everyone.
administrators.
for everyone- if you're listening to the podcast, please watch the video because it's like the equivalent of like putting on like enormous glasses. And right, I've got this a literally huge glass, like a goblet that is massive. So hey, cheers!
Cheers to you.
Thank you. I don't want.
All right, there we go. Boom.
Oh,
All
okay.
right,
I'm
here's to
gonna
you.
drink out of this.
There we
Let me
go.
try it right here.
Bottoms up.
I mean, first of all, actually, glassware does affect the taste, and this makes it much better. This is fantastic.
Makes it more fun.
This thing is huge. You could use this when you do your Sonoma gulps, so your Sonoma sips.
Yeah, this is for Sonoma Gulps.
Sonoma
No,
Gulps
you ain't sipping out of this.
Yeah, this is huge. Well, thank you so much for this.
Yeah.
Sauv Blanc, for those who don't know, it's white wine. I could say it's delicate and floral and all the right words.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's this one here is this is a fun one for us. Style's changed a little bit. It's kind of gone to more of a grapefruit sort of characteristic, which seems to be where the market needs to go. And this is one that we distribute good amount of.
When you say distribute, people can buy it in stores.
Yeah, Sonoma County's pretty well covered with
Yeah.
this wine in terms of in the stores.
I've seen it at Oliver's.
And yep, they do.
Actually, every time I buy it, I'm like, should I text Paul? He's probably sick of it.
No, please do. I love it.
I always, when I get the Merlot, I'm going to text Paul.
But we sell a little bit of this around the country, but not that much. You asked about like how medium sized, large, but we're as big as we need to be
Right.
to stay ahead of Pac-Man.
Right. Just one step ahead of the
One dot ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
So call it total production 55 to 60,000 cases.
So that's not actually that big. Like
It's not
in the
relative
time,
to,
the time you and I started talking,
especially at our price point.
I was going to say, the time you and I started talking, Gallo has probably bottled that much.
They spilled that much.
I forgot about that. Much. Rounding error on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So you're not a big winery.
We're not. No.
Paul, we were talking about, you kind of joke about being one step ahead, but like for a winery, when we are kind of a small to medium sized business, what are the costs for a winery? Like, people might not realize that there are a lot of costs for the business. But like from the layman's terms, like what are some things that you're paying for that,
Well, you got rent,
right, for the warehouse?
And they're not giving that away these days.
No.
You've got just basic operating expenses, and
Bottles, corks.
Well, you got your costs. So the way we divvy it up, and this is where we're going to lose everybody.
Oh, keep it short. Keep it short.
Yeah. So there's our production costs.
Right.
Those go into the cost of the wine.
Correct. Okay.
So we
buy grapes.
We buy grapes.
Right.
We have
machines
cellar
that
staff.
Okay, right.
We have a portion of our rent gets allocated to our production.
Okay.
And then some of it's administration.
Right.
So again, I might lose you here.
No,
that's a big word.
I'm still
Lots
here.
of syllables.
I'm still here.
Okay. And then
drink some of
so
this wine. Keep
we
going.
take our production costs and we allocate it to the wines.
Right.
In tank or in barrel.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, when we bottle it, that's when our final cost is.
Got it.
And then that's our cost of goods.
Right.
And then we have marketing expenses, labor,
Distribution.
programming.
Do you have to go on the road to go talk to wine buyers in like Phoenix and say, you should buy my wine?
That's how we started it off.
Knock on the door.
Yeah, well, we built out a distribution network about 15 years ago.
Okay.
We're still working with a lot of the same folks.
I don't think a lot of people know who wine users or wine drinkers don't always understand that one of the reasons wineries want you to join the wine club is because if you want to sell your wine in like Chicago, you can't just ship it right to the store. You often use a distributor.
That's right.
So there's actually a middle person.
And that is a tough business.
And they take their cut.
They take their cut. They basically buy it at an X price and they mark it up.
Right.
To whatever they need to.
Then they bring
it has to work within where we want to be on the shelf too, right?
Right.
So
it's not as simple as just like let's make a bunch of wine.
And then you're dealing with their costs, and then you're dealing with
their
inflation and their rent and their real estate
and their staff
and their owners are.
So what I'm trying to get at is like it's not just like here's a bunch of grapes, squish them. Here's wine. It sells itself.
Correct.
Like you've got to be out there
hammering it,
and you have a lot of costs.
You do.
I mean, bottles aren't cheap.
Yeah, I mean, glass is, pandemic. It was through the roof, and and tariffs before that, and now tariffs. There's always been tariffs,
right?
But they didn't get rid of but they're bringing another tariff back apparently.
Right.
So there's you're constantly on the move,
right?
Trying to stay ahead of things, and frankly, for a couple years there. We just opted to our costs were increasing on the finished product,
right?
And there was no way in hell we were going to get a price increase through,
right?
So we just ate it.
Yeah, so just eats into your margin.
We just eats into our margin. Yeah.
Do you ever think you should have opened a donut shop?
Aha. Did we talk about this?
No. Why? I love donuts.
Oh.
You don't have a ginormous donut, do you? Like bring a donut here. Why? You gonna open a donut shop
next time? No, it's almost like you're up here in the cabeza. I thought about it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really fun.
I think it does.
I think it'd be really profitable too. And I know that there's only a couple donut shops in
I know.
Sonoma. Right?
And you and I have the confidence of not knowing what the hell we're talking about. So how hard can it be to put dough and water and sugar together?
I think you
And
get
inflate
you
it.
get the right person,
Okay.
that
Right.
has some experience in that realm.
Yep.
Cut them in on the
There's
action.
only one donut shop.
'Cause I don't want to be there 2 a.m. frying donut holes. It'd be fun for like a week.
It would be.
Yeah.
And then your wife's like,
There's something to be
"It's
said about
not
that.
working out." Yeah.
Something to be said about that. Or
Yes.
I'm not going to
Oh, your
relinquish
other hand?
any of my.
Your other plans?
No, it's not plans. It's just dreaming,
Okay.
right?
Was it a hot dog stand?
I would love to get my hands on Happy Dog.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
We used to have this great hot dog.
Hot dogs and donuts.
Oh my. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Morning is donuts.
I'm telling you.
afternoon is hot
I'm
dogs.
telling you.
Hey, anybody listening to this, do not steal this idea. Paul and I are going to be right back while we're.
Someone's got to bring back Happy Dog. I just
so great.
Just know that
The funny thing is, actually, the burgers were really good at Happy
they were
Dog.
spectacular.
Yeah, and it was a classic old style burger joint.
Drive by it every day. I look at it and I
And
go,
you're like, what do they have? Like, well, they just have burgers. Like, that's it.
first thing I think of is what kind of apron am I going to be wearing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, by the end of the day, it's going to be red
Sell 'em.
and yellow. And,
Yes, it will be.
mustard and
yeah,
whatever.
blood from cutting my. I'm not really good with a knife. Yeah.
all right, so you guys are doing your Sonoma Sips. You got three different wines.
And I got one more.
Oh, you do?
This is a cool one.
Wow,
This
well,
is kind of a newer one.
Oh.
So it's under the Highway 12 label.
Yeah.
But this is our Reserve Red Blend.
Is that a new label?
It is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we have a Sonoma Red Blend.
Yeah.
And then we're now doing a Reserve Red
Oh,
Blend.
okay.
And we do a lot of blends.
Right.
So you got to call them different things. You got to taste different too, though.
Right.
So,
Otherwise, yeah.
all of our blends have a kind of like a dominant varietal
Okay.
that leads it.
Right.
And then we use the blenders to just kind of, but this is a Cabernet based blend.
Got it.
Whereas the Trailblazer is a Zin based blend. It's like 78% Zin,
Zinfandel.
72%
Cabernet
Cab.
Sauvignon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is from one of the vineyards that we've been working with for quite a few years.
Okay.
We're just bringing it online.
Right.
From using it as a standalone varietal.
Got it.
And so this is the first vintage.
So some people don't know. Some people.
Yeah.
That you can go get a wine like a Sauvignon Blanc
Uh-huh.
is predominantly Sauvignon Blanc grapes. There might be some other breaks. Is it 100%?
This is we're a hundo. We go hundo.
So there are some wineries
Hundo
that
SB.
I think it's 75% of the grapes have to be that varietal to have its name. Is it 75 or 80?
For county, yes.
Okay. And then a blend, though, is like, hey, I'm going to take some of this grape, some of that grape, and make something magical with it.
Yeah. A cuvee or a proprietary blend.
And so that's where you could take Merlot or Zinfandel or any other many things and blend them together. And it seems like reds need to have more blends than whites. Am I wrong about that? Or is it just a Sonoma County thing? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of a... God, we also make Pinot too, right?
Okay, right.
And we don't consider ourselves Pinot guys because
Right.
Pinot is very
Man,
Pinophile.
Those Pinot people.
Right?
They're
Pinot
nuts.
people?
Yeah, they're picky.
So we're not
Yeah.
the picky Pinot people. P to the 3.
Also being trademarked. We're not the picky Pinot people.
No, we're not picky. We're not even Pinot guys, like I was saying, but we make 4 Pinots.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because
How many different
you can sell them.
How many different varietals do you think you guys sell as of right now that you can remember?
I can remember. I mean, whites, SB, and Chard.
So Sauvignon Blanc and Chard.
Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay are the only whites that we do, and then we do Cab Merlot, Cab Franc, Petit Verdot, Malbec, Syrah, Petit Syrah, Carignan. We got some Alicante Boucher this last year.
Oh my gosh.
We do Zin.
Okay, I lost track.
Petit Verdot.
I have to take my shoes off to count. So
Yeah.
that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
But it's our spice rack. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Alicante Boucher, that's the one that makes your tongue like bright red. Purple.
Yeah, pretty much
stains
will
everything.
stain anything.
Anything.
Yes.
It's a cool grape though.
Yeah. Coming online in about a year and a half, a field blend.
Oh, okay.
Red.
Okay.
Petit Syrah, Alicante Boucher, Carignan.
And a field blends, my understanding is a lot of times, like when the Italian immigrants first came here, they would kind of plant just so, like here,
Couple rows of that, couple rows of that.
And then when they all kind of like ripened at roughly the same time,
Yep.
they just like pick them.
Yep.
Like, it's red
Boom.
wine.
There you go. Our first wine was a field blend.
Oh, I like
Our
that.
first Highway 12 wine was a field blend. It was, but it was, it was 4 tons of Cab, 4 tons of Cabernet Franc, and 4 tons of Merlot.
Oh.
So it was same volume.
Right.
And we still make that one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just we don't make it as a field blend anymore.
Got it. Because I know some people buy a vineyard and it's an old vineyard. And they don't really know what's in it.
Sure.
So like I say, it was planted a long time ago. And so they can either replant it or like, field blend. And it's just all these random things that, Grandpa Giuseppe planted some, and then Uncle, Alberto planted some of this.
That's right. No, and
that's what you get.
That's what you get. And there's still a few of those out there.
Yeah.
The one that we're sourcing from is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, it's just fun. I'll tell you the story real quick. It's a guy who's been in the wine business for a lot of years here in Sonoma, works for a local grower during harvest.
Right.
He's retired.
Okay.
And so, but he, worked up Valley
for
years. I think Kenwood, St. Francis, and just salt of the earth guy, great guy. And he came to us, and he manages a vineyard for a family that he's known for a lot of years.
Nice.
And it came up. The winery didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Right. So they called us. Do you want it? We said sure. Well, that's how we get grapes. We had to pay for them.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah. Sure, we'll take it.
Why not?
Oh, really? It's 30% more than what we want to pay? Okay, great. We'll take it anyway.
Really?
So, no.
Okay. Like that cold calling really works on you.
Yeah. Exactly. Suckers.
So do you now have that blend? Yeah.
We do. It's 24 vintage. We got to give it some time. It's a racy, inky, tannic red that'll need some time to chill out. But it'll go under our reserve label.
So when we come back and we talk Sonoma Sips in 3 years, and then you'll say, after you're done with Sonoma Sips, try this new blend we talked about 3 years ago.
Well, we'll say we're sold out of it.
Dang it.
So
people should join the wine club.
We sell out of stuff.
That's the message I'm getting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Before we move on to our next segment.
Yes.
Is there anything else people should know about your winery? For example, do you have a website if they want more information?
Highway12winery.com.
That was easy.
Yeah, that's easy,
that was
huh?
Smart.
Yeah. Go
Really
see Greg, Rhoda, Nick, Mike. They're down at the barn.
Down at the barn.
Yeah.
Which is not
Carrie.
a big barn. It's a small barn.
Small barn. Yeah. And they're not all there at the same time. They don't need to be.
And for the record, it's on the plaza. It's off.
Technically on the plaza, 27 East Napa Suite S.
And you can access it either actually from Broadway,
12.
down a little alley.
From Highway 12.
Highway 12, which is, thank you. Or also, as you said, on Napa Street down a little...
Court shops.
Court shops.
Yes.
So
Vine Alley or Wine Alley, whatever they were calling it there for a while.
There. You can go to the Indian restaurant.
Yeah. Go to Deli Belly. You can go to Hello Sonoma's right in front of us.
That's a great little store.
Great little store. They got the other one out in Pengrove.
Those stores, it's funny because you need to go shop a gift for somebody.
It's perfect.
And you don't know what to get.
Yep.
So I'm so glad those stores exist. Because you're walking, you're like, this is exactly what I want.
Our first tasting room, which was on the southeast corner of the plaza in the old During building, which was Mission Hardware, back in the day, Pinelli's and the whole deal. That was a great store too. That was called the Corner Store.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch, just
like, fun stores.
Discovery items.
That's it.
Oh, that's cool. That so and so likes, sheep.
Yes.
And flying cats.
And there they are.
And
the
oh my gosh.
Cat sheep Christmas ornament.
I got an oven mitt with they have an oven mitt with a flying cat and
of course they do.
Swinging cat and a sheep on it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool to have those places. You're right. God. Like Tiddlywinks is my favorite, though.
I know. Heidi is great. She's been on before, and she's, her middle name is Legally Fun. Did you know that? Legally changed her middle name to Fun.
Oh, it's Heidi. Not legally fun? It's just fun?
Legally, she changed her middle name to Fun.
To Fun?
Heidi Fun. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
she's a hoot.
Yeah, her name was Illegally Fun.
She's a lot
and she was like Bottle Rockets, and she was like a lot of M80s, and she was having a good time.
It is a great spot.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, what do you got?
So people at highway12winery.com for more information. There's also Sonoma Sips, and we'll talk the website and stuff like that. We got these posters and stuff. But, Paul, you know that in the podcast, you're going to help me with something, right? Here's how it works.
I do know now.
We have 2 visitor centers.
Yes.
People call us, they text us, they email us, they direct message us on social media, they telegraph us, and you're going to help me in a segment we call We Get Questions. Here we go.
Okay.
Actual questions we got this week.
Okay.
Here we go.
And they texted them to you.
Yeah. Or they emailed
them.
or
got them in person at all?
Yeah, in person.
Okay.
People do text us. If you text us right now, 707-996-1090.
Okay.
We'll get it.
And get back to us at some point.
Jose better respond right away.
We have texting too.
It's great and terrible.
I know, because you have to, operators are standing by.
I know. So, but yeah, they can do it. Okay, here's what we got.
Okay.
Hi. What local flower farms have good prices for flowers like the colors orange, fuchsia, and yellow for our June wedding? Ranunculus, marigolds, billy balls, and wildflowers, just not roses. So looking for a local source of flowers.
Local source.
Yeah,
But
local
it
flower
needs to
farms.
be retail or it could be wholesale.
I wonder if they're planning a wedding. I bet you if it's wholesale, the wedding planner could probably access them,
Right.
Or their venue could probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know where I'd go.
Where?
I'd go to Ann Appleman.
Really?
Oh, yeah. In a heartbeat. She's supposed to be in Kentucky with
Yeah.
her right now.
Really?
And her husband.
Really?
And my wife. So,
Well,
yeah.
it's-
We're flower shopping in Louisville.
So she grows flowers.
Well, no, she sources them.
She sources them.
Yeah. So locally sourced or grown?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a really good question.
Yeah. I think.
Don't they? Well, roses up at Annandale. I don't know if they still do those though, but roses or no.
You're not suggesting they go to a winery and steal their roses.
I didn't say that, did I?
Okay. You said, I don't know if you're talking about Annandale.
But I will. That'd be a great dare though. It's like, where'd you get all the flowers?
Corbell.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a maze.
Just not in Sonoma Valley.
They're right up there in the front by the
That's
parking
right.
lot.
Anything past Pythian Road and west.
You can take all.
Take all you want.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Oak Hill Farm.
Oh, Oak Hill. Duh.
They grow a lot of flowers.
I was thinking botanical, but that's Oak Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. A botanical garden does have flowers. Don't take those flowers.
No.
Because that's actually a museum.
Well, that's where we get there. That used to be called Quarry Hill Vineyard,
That's right.
and that's where our cab comes from.
Right there?
Right there.
On the driveway when I'm pulling
The driveway right there. That's all.
I did not know that.
We get probably like 90% of it.
Oh, okay. That's okay. A lot of people think that's
So we're told.
maybe.
Yeah.
So you can of course go there. There's also a couple other flower farms in town. What I would do if I were them is actually just go to the Friday farmers market.
Sure.
Because a lot of those farmers also grow flowers seasonally, and you can ask them. Will you have these things?
Yeah.
And ranunculus, marigolds. I don't know what billy balls are, but yeah, but sounds.
Wasn't that a book? Billy Ball?
No, that was the
Billy
Oakland
Bean?
A's.
With the-
It's the Oakland A's.
right? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can we just have a moment of silence for the Oakland A's? Yeah.
Good luck in Sacramento. It is spring training, by the way.
It is. Pitchers. Oh, no, it's not even beyond pitchers and catchers, right?
I think the first game tomorrow, or the
Oh, really?
Maybe the Yankees kicked it off yesterday or
Let's not
something.
talk about them.
I know.
Look, first I was doing a moment of silence for the A's, and then you
Yeah.
brought up the Yankees.
Yeah.
Why don't you just keep kicking?
Yeah, just
go for it.
another shovel full of dirt on the grave there.
All right, here's another question we got. A man
Yes.
walked in, elderly gentleman,
Okay.
a local man, and he says, "Can you tell me where the auto body shops are?"
Oh yeah, auto body shops. Well, yeah, you've got the OG of auto body shops down off of Broadway, just down past San Giacomo, Daniele's, which is they're great. I don't know who runs it anymore.
I don't know.
I think, but they're
Right.
they're great, amazing people. And then you've got the guys over here by Jolly Washer, the 76 stations at G&G.
Oh, is G&G out here? Oh, yeah, I think.
Yeah, they
that's right.
took that from.
That's right. Right before Safeway.
It was a guy there doing mufflers, and
Yeah.
I forget for Dave's Muffler Shop was what it was. They're over there.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there's quite a few people
there's one
that
in
are
the-
banging and bending fenders in their backyard somewhere.
Just wait until you hear on a Saturday for
Yeah.
music is on and a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right. This guy was really funny because he came into the visitor center and asked us about auto body shops. We thought we're going to answer that question. And we did.
You did.
And there's also a place in Glen Ellen. I think
Okay.
we'll do it. So, yeah, if you.
Well, they need one out there.
They certainly do.
Yeah, a lot of things to bump into.
All those oak trees up there.
Yep.
Another question we got. People are always interested in our history and the different cultural groups that have come here.
Sure.
And they wrote us. They said, I see that there was a Hungarian count named Augustin Herastasi in Sonoma in the 1850s. Do people still speak Hungarian in Sonoma?
I haven't heard it. But
Right. But
I mean, his direct descendant lives here in Sonoma.
that's true. There are still Herasti people here.
Yeah, Val Harristy.
Yeah. So
Do you know that? Do you know who Val Harristy is?
I know the name.
Okay, so what he
No.
grew up here,
Yeah.
been in the wine business.
There's somebody else with that last name in the wine business that
So
they're in our email list.
Val's first name, Val is short for Vallejo.
Oh,
He's a descendant of
it's a
both.
double.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's all I know.
That's all you know.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think Val or Valeo speaks Hungarian with a Spanish accent?
I don't. I would venture to say that he probably does speak Hungarian. No, I'm not, and I'm not kidding.
I don't know.
No,
I
his
know,
wife
like,
Vicky, and we used to,
Really?
Vicky used to work at the corner store, and
Really?
and then we were neighbors, and so yeah.
Did you ever have like paprikash smell coming over the fence? So maybe you never know.
God, are you in my head?
You never
I got
know.
a story for you. We'll tell you
gosh,
offline.
but
But
Hungarian. They have good
no,
wine.
we see Val during harvest.
Okay.
He's still out
Okay.
doing stuff in
Good.
the wine
maybe-
business. He's
so
got
we'll find Val.
he's got a wine label called Solus Sto, which I
Okay.
think is Hungarian.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, so on top of that, I think we've got a sister city relationship with Hungary. With
Makes
I
sense.
understand that Hungary is like a country.
I mean, what's the city? Do we know the city?
We do.
Okay.
But we don't know it now.
Right.
But it is a wine region in Hungary.
Makes sense.
I'm just going to.
Well, just like
Look blankly into the sky.
what's
Sculpture?
the Italian
Oh my
sister
gosh.
city?
Yeah,
Is it,
we have a lot of sister
Greve,
cities in Sonoma.
Greve,
Have you been there?
Greve and Chianti. I have been to Greve.
Was it good?
Greve is in Chianti. They call it Greve
Oh.
in Chianti. It's.
Did they recognize you? Or they're like, hey, aren't you from our sister city?
I didn't really announce myself. I didn't feel like I was that big of a deal. I didn't feel like I was.
But they were probably like,
No, it was with
how
the
come
kids.
no one from Sonoma
Like,
visits?
hey, this is Sonoma Sister City. Boom.
Tokai, Hungary. Tokaj. Tokaj or Tokaj or whatever. Tokai, yeah. So that's they have wine there too.
They do.
Yeah. So to answer this person, there's probably a guy here who speaks Hungarian. We suspect.
I would say he'd be able to
I'm going to bring him in.
bust out a sentence or two.
Next time someone comes in
should.
here and they're speaking Magyar,
should.
go talk to him. Okay, thank you.
Or go get the count from Buena Vista.
That's right.
Maybe he could spitball
Just do it.
a little Hungarian.
Here's the final question we got, and this is appropriate. When is the mustard going to bloom in the vineyards? We want to get good photos.
Okay.
What date do we do that again? What date is that mustard vineyard?
I haven't really. I kind of drive by the vineyards right now with my hand over my eyes. Is that? It's got to be coming.
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon, especially with this weather. I would say middle of March.
Middle of March. So we're going Ides of March. We're going with. So actually, just as Sonoma Sips is wrapping up, you can see the beautiful vineyards will be full of mustard.
Yep.
Because usually mustard predates right before bud break. It kind of happens right around that time.
I would say that with this weather, we're seeing some swelling
Yep.
already.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, which is good. That's the beginning of the vintage.
Yeah, it is.
And all the wine growers, their eyes start twitching. It's like pruning.
I got an email today from a grower like, "Hey, what do you think your appetite for grapes are in 25?"
And you're like, I'll take it all. And it goes good, 30% more.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll it's a buyer's market right
It is. So if you're looking to start a winery, don't. But
but you can get it. You can get some deals out there like you wouldn't imagine. You're just gonna be stuck with those deals.
or what you can do is just join the Highway 12 Wine Club.
Yeah, just kind of have someone do it for you. Right?
I think it's smarter.
You know,
to do it. That's the
yeah,
way to
just
do
hire for fun.
Paul,
Yes, sir.
You answered all the questions.
I did.
That was easy.
Okay.
You brought enormous glasses for Sauvignon
I
Blanc.
did,
That were ridiculous.
Sorry.
We got Sonoma Sips, which is happening February 15th through March 15th.
The 15s.
And you can try that. It's $15.
Yes.
For evidently
$15
for
bucks.
five tastes at Highway 12.
5 tastes.
That's a great.
We charge $20
Got it.
for a tasting.
Got it. So it's
So and that's with 4, I think. So we're doing 5.
this is a great deal then.
It's a great deal.
I like it.
It's great for the valley. It's great for everyone. You guys are doing a great job pounding the marketing.
Telling people,
You know?
I'm so sick of dancing on TikTok though. I almost threw out a hip. Like just people just order a visitor guide for the love of God. Do not make me do one more dance.
Every day.
It's just painful. It's
And
just
then,
awesome.
Jose must be really good on the camera.
He
right?
is.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, Jose is like the front of the camera.
Are you
guy.
doing it in the library?
Yeah, the Carnegie Library
In the cubicle?
next to the finance department. And it's funny. You haven't been in there in a while. The cemetery lady, Carolyn, she was on the podcast. She took my office. The city
I just took it from you.
Well, no, the city took my office and put her in it.
Okay.
But which makes sense because if you're coming to discuss the
sensitivity
earthly
behind-
remains of your loved one.
Yes.
You don't want Tim like, hey everybody,
Yeah, yeah.
let's go talk wineries.
Yeah, that's right.
So it worked out that way. But we don't have that office. But we will have news soon, I hope,
Yeah.
about the future visitor center location.
Give me. I know we can't talk specifically about where.
Okay.
But
It
or
rhymes,
when
it rhymes possibly with Schmuscano.
there is there's a lot of different ways to drop hints on that one. But is there a when and a probability?
Well, okay, they both are related to the fact that the state of California State Parks is making an agreement with the city of Sonoma.
Okay,
And then
right.
I will make an agreement with the city of Sonoma.
Right.
So I have to have the state and the city, and my understanding is an agreement has been given from one august body to the next, but it's currently under legal review.
Okay.
So it could be very quick.
Okay.
It just depends if the lawyer is on retainer or hourly, how quickly that contract is viewed.
That's right.
So I would really like to be in there before the season starts this summer.
Okay.
But this being Sonoma, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
But
meanwhile, you still have a home in the
we're
library.
still in the library. We have our card out front, and we're still.
We have the cart. You have the cart. I say we.
You should stop by and volunteer.
But the visitors bureau.
Yes, we have the cart out front because the steps actually are kind of steep.
Yes.
So if people have a hard time with steps,
Right.
I like being out front because you do have a lot of people, wheelchairs, walkers, canes. You have a stroller.
Yep.
So it's a beautiful Carnegie Library, but it has like 9 very steep steps.
Yeah.
And having the cart out front has been a huge help. And when the weather's nice, it's great.
Awesome.
We just hold court out there.
Yep.
Paul, before we say goodbye, what was your website again?
Highway12winery.com.
And people, you can join the wine club
can.
today.
And if you're out there and about, we also have our Carneros Highway label,
That's a good one.
which is another one that we sell and in retail, not at the tasting room.
You see it in the stores.
Yeah, in the stores, Carneros Highway, Chard and Pinot. We have a new brand that we just launched.
Wait, since we started the podcast?
Yeah. In fact, I just got a purchase order. Wait, check this one out.
Go.
You're gonna love the originality here.
Go.
Sonoma Highway.
Sonoma Highway. I'm seeing a theme. Is it really called Sonoma Highway? Did they didn't, is it the TTRB? Who's the ones that like on the names and stuff like that? They give you grief.
As long as it's got Sonoma wine in it,
They
you
don't
know,
care.
to the
Sonoma
specs
Highway.
or guidelines.
I love Sonoma Highway.
Yeah, it's fun. Totally different look.
Is Sonoma Raceway going to buy it from you? Get on the Sonoma Highway.
Yeah, so hit the highway with Highway 12.
Okay, I like it, Paul. Thank you so much for being on. After you've gone to that website and joined the wine club, and after you've gone to Sonoma Sips, why don't you go to sonomavalley.com for deals, special offers, and finding out more information about what's happening here in Sonoma Valley. Mom and Dad, thanks for listening. Hope everyone's having a great week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tim.